three for the game. Oh! Got it! Oh my goodness!
That's why he's the back-to-back MVP.
The NBA is littered with transcendently talented players in the game of basketball. Most of these players dominate at every facet of the game, whether it be through scoring, passing, rebounding, or defending. But how many of these superstars have actually changed the game? From growing up in a family of athletes to his skills on the court, this is what makes Steph Curry so good. He was set up to be the greatest shooter of all time. Steph Curry is the greatest three-point shooter to ever set foot on the hardwood court. There's no debating it. We've seen some pretty notable three-point shooters over the years. Guys like Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Kyle Korver, or even Steph's own dad, Dell Curry. These guys all made a living off hitting threes, but none of them can say that they impacted the sport the way Steph did. He shattered every preconception of what a point guard is supposed to do. His legendary three-point shot is what ultimately sets him apart from every superstar to ever play in the league. The man is an absolute sniper from beyond the arc. You might be wondering, how did he become the greatest shooter of all time? Stay tuned.
Just making sure.
Steph Curry was born to Dell and Sonia Curry, who were both pretty great athletes themselves. Dell went on to play in the NBA, while Sonia played volleyball, track and field, and basketball when she was in high school. Right off the bat, Steph was blessed with some impressive genes, courtesy of his parents. Plus, having an all-time great shooter for a dad certainly didn't hurt his future becoming a great shooter himself. Growing up in an NBA environment, Steph seems tailor-made to be a superstar right from the get-go. He was developing his shot as soon as he could properly hold a ball in his hands. He had access to the best facilities and trainers from a very young age. Dell laid out the foundation that set his son up to be the greatest shooter of all time. His ceiling as a player became Steph's floor to start from.
Flies in and the Warriors take the lead.
He has an insane work ethic. Steph Curry didn't become the superstar we know today by slacking off. He had to grind every day, ever since he got to the NBA. Looking at him, nothing seems to pop out physically. He doesn't have the strength and explosiveness of someone like LeBron, nor does he have the size and length of someone like Giannis. So he had to rely on the two things he does best, his three-pointer and his IQ. Now, to get to the place where he is right now, he had to work his tail off in the gym day in and day out. His father even told him that if he had any aspirations to play in the next level, he had to put in the work and develop his shot. That relentless work ethic instilled in him from an early age carried on to his professional career. Fun fact, he actually shoots around 500 shots every day and at least 100 more before each game. Thanks to his work ethic, Steph completely redefined how basketball in the NBA is being played. He is the biggest factor for the astonishing growth of the three-point shot as the most efficient form of offense. In just a few years, he revolutionized the game and helped popularize the pace and space philosophy in modern basketball. He is unguardable. Steph Curry's three-point shooting is without a doubt the most lethal aspect of his game. Before he got to the league, it was near unthinkable to see someone attempt three-pointers at such a high volume while being incredibly efficient. It gets even more impressive once you consider the fact that most of his threes are not assisted. His combination of ball handling, shot creation, and shooting makes him such a difficult player to guard. It's that versatility on offense that makes him virtually impossible to guard. Even the late Kobe Bryant agreed that it was impossible to guard Curry. Whether it's off the dribble, off a screen, or in transition, he will always find a way to get his shot. Every single defense can try scheming a plan to slow him down, but they'll learn the hard way that there's just no stopping him. He doesn't need the ball to be effective. Most superstars these days are ball-dominant players who handle the ball on nearly every possession. Steph, on the other hand, has proven that you don't need the ball on you to torch the opponent's defense. Players like KD or James Harden are very effective players who can score on whoever is defending them, but it doesn't come close to the kind of mental pressure that Steph puts on his opponents. His mere presence on the court is enough to distort whatever defensive schemes their opponents drew up. You would have to double team him every time he gets past the half court because he's literally a walking bucket. Now, anyone who's seen a Warriors game with Curry knows how much he runs. You'll find him running off what seems like 100 screens just to get open. The Warriors have a system in place that focuses on shooters around the perimeter while having frantic ball movement to find the best shot possible. This system would only be effective if they had a guy like Steph playing for them. Being such a potent shooter from three opens up a lot of possibilities on the offensive side. It's a huge factor that's definitely played a part in winning Golden State's last 3 championships. He had to develop his shot from scratch. Stephen Curry's jump shot is his bread and butter. His iconic, quick release is actually a product of years of hard work and training. When he was in high school, Steph had a pretty different jumper from what he uses today. Back then, he used a flip shot that seemed to originate from his belt buckle. It was inefficient and easy to block, so Dell Curry took it upon himself to help his son get better. Steph rebuilt his shot from scratch and eventually developed into one of the smoothest jumpers you'll ever see today. This style of shot is called a one-motion jump shot, where basically his entire shot is done in one fluid motion with very little lift on his legs. Apart from the power and range from this shot, Curry's lightning-fast release and extreme precision make it deadly. He is an incredible playmaker. When people talk about how great Stephen Curry is, they only mention his three-point shooting. We tend to overlook other parts of his game that make him such a groundbreaking talent. So I'll say it right now. Steph is more than just a shooter. In fact, he is one of the most complete offensive players in the entire league. One very important aspect of his game that he doesn't get enough credit for is his playmaking. Steph is a very gifted passer. He can generate high-quality looks for everyone on his team and really gets the offense humming. This makes it extremely difficult to double-team him. When defending him, you have a constant dilemma. You know he can shoot, so you're forced to play the shot. But if you get too close or switch, he can blow by you. If he blows by you, chances are another teammate rotates to help, but that leaves a man wide open. His playmaking skills are an integral part to the Warriors' dynamic offense. Whenever the ball is in his hands, you know that he'll make the right play at the right time. Coupled with his stellar handle that would give Uncle Drew a run for his money, it's safe to say that Curry is one of the most complete offensive players in the league. He truly deserved the only unanimous MVP award he won back in 2016. He has the clutch factor. Stephen Curry has hit a number of huge shots in his career. His cold-blooded demeanor on the court has added to the narrative that he is a killer in the clutch. The baby-faced assassin is a proven closer when games matter the most. We only need to go back to the 2019 playoffs for a reminder. Who could forget when he scored 16 points over the final 3 minutes in Game 6 of the Western Conference against the Houston Rockets? Curry was on fire for the entire game and sent the Rockets home, ending their season. The ability to take over and win the game for your team is a rare skill that only a select few NBA players possess. Thanks to Curry's shooting, confidence, and leadership, you can always count on him to raise the ceiling of your team and take them to the next level. He is on pace to break every three-point record there is. Stephen Curry's influence on the sport of basketball cannot be understated. He has been one of the best players to ever lace up on the court and will leave a lasting impact on the game when it's all said and done. One thing he'll clearly leave behind would be a handful of NBA records that may stand for far longer than his last game playing on the hardwood. He recently passed Reggie Miller for the second most made three-pointers after making his 2,561st career three-pointer in a game against the Utah Jazz. He is now just 411 made three-pointers behind Ray Allen for the most in NBA history. And judging from how things look, he'll be breaking that record sooner rather than later. To put things in context, it took Miller 1,388 career games to reach 2,560, while it took Allen 1,074 games to reach 2,561. Curry passed that mark in just 715 games. Steph Curry, at age 32, still has a lot left in the tank. If all goes well, he'll be setting and breaking every three-point record in the NBA. Not only will he go down as the greatest shooter of all time, Steph has a resume that would make a strong case to be the greatest point guard of all time. So what do you think? What else makes Steph a great player? Does he have what it takes to lead the Warriors to another championship? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.